Okay, so far we have configured client side and server side. We just did this server side configuration. On the previous video, I was supposed to show you the Wireshark packet capture to see how the PPOE is negotiated and established, but I apologize. Unfortunately, my Wireshark crashes all the time, and I don't want to waste more time on the troubleshooting at this point. But for this, next videos, I will definitely fix this issue that we can see some really nice Wireshark and dance of the packets between the two routers and in our whole environment. Now, let's go to the server side again. Let me just switch my screen here to the secure CRT. So on the server side, as you can see here, if we do show IP interface brief, my configuration is in place, but because uh, I haven't brought up the gigabit 00 yet, so nothing has happened yet. On router 2 side, if I do show IP interface brief, as you can see, I already did it. The dialer 1 doesn't have IP yet, and the virtual access 1 is down. So what I have to do, but the physical interface gigabit 00 is up, and that's a very good sign. So on the server side, what I will do, I will go to the configuration, global configuration mode, interface giga 00, and no shutdown. So we should see some stuff happening here. Yes, it happened so fast. So what we see here on the syslog messages popped up on the client side, we see the virtual access is up, virtual access 1 is up, virtual interface 1 bound to the profile, dialer 1 profile is up, and more importantly, line protocol on the which means the layer 1 and layer 2 protocols on virtual access 1 is up. So if I do show IP interface brief, I can see that I have received the very first available IP from the pool. So if I do show IP route on my client, I see that this is my own route, my own dialer 1 interface, and this IP is injected as a connected route, I emphasize, from the server side. So if I do ping 12.12.0.1, I can ping the server side. And I think that's the same here. So if I do show IP route, I can see that I have received 1/32 prefix from the client side. So if I do ping 12.12.0.11, I can ping the other side, which is uh, which is a very good sign. So just to do some more specific verification, we can do show PPPoE session. As you can see here, I can see all the details, what exactly has happened from the PPPoE side. So I have my PPPoE IDs, number 2, remote MAC address, local MAC address, what is the physical interface that my PPPoE profile is bound to it, and more importantly, what is the virtual interface which is deprived from the virtual template. So if I do show interface virtual access 1.1, you can see that this is the exact logical interface which is cloned from virtual template 1, which is very important. And the cool part is that you see the MTU is already adjusted. So I didn't configure any MTU value on the server side, but it's already adjusted. So it's had already deducted the 8-byte overhead for PPPoE header. On the client side, if I do show PPPoE session, I can see the same, almost the same details here. If I do show interface virtual access 1, I can see all the details that I have for this virtual access, which is bound to my dialer 1. You see, interface 1 is bound to dialer 1 encapsulation PPP. And the open IPCP, this is a very good sign. It means that we have successfully negotiated all PPP stages. LCP open, which means the LCP was successful. So everything looks fine for now. What I'm going to do is just do a quick sanity check. Show one interface $1. Okay, show interface $1. Okay. Uh, I think we are ready to establish the OSPF neighbor relationship. Let's do that. But before doing that, let's take a look at our diagram again. So as you can see here, we will have two loopbacks, one on router 1 side, one on router 2. Let's create those loopbacks, and then when we have our OSPF up and running between the two routers, we will advertise those two loopbacks to each other to have the end-to-end verification of IP connectivity over our PPPoE. Okay, let's go back to our secure CRT. On the client side, configuration mode, interface loopback 0 IP address 22.22.22.22, 255.255.0, and I would say IP OSPF network point to point. By doing so, as you may know, just telling to OSPF that when you advertise this prefix from this interface, don't advertise it as a /32, advertise it as a /24 as it's configured on the interface. Okay, on the client side, we are fine. Let's just do router OSPF1 log agency changes, router ID, let's say 002. I'm going to go to interface loopback 0 IP OSPF 1 area 0 interface dialer 1. Again, why I went to the interface dialer 1, why I didn't go to interface gigabit 00? Because all our logical configuration happens on the dialer interface, not on the physical interface. Okay, interface dialer 1 IP OSPF 1 area 0. Okay, our client side is fine. Let's go here to our server side. Interface loopback 0 IP address 11.11.11.11 0 IP OSPF network point to point IP OSPF. Before doing that, let's create the OSPF instance router OSPF1 log agency changes. Show me the log agency changes. Router ID 001 and interface loopback 0 IP OSPF1 area 0. Let's see if our neighbor relationship comes up. I hope so. Show IP OSPF neighbor. Nothing yet. Show IP OSPF. Oh, hold on a second. I just applied the. Oh, that's very good. That's a very good point. So I forgot to apply the OSPF to my virtual template. So let's do show run interface virtual template 1. Yes, it's not here. So configuration mode, interface virtual template 1, IP OSPF 1 area 0. Now let's see. Yes, immediately it came up. So show IP OSPF neighbor. We can see that I have my client, PPPoE client router, which has the router ID, OSPF router ID 002 up and running with full state because it's a point-to-point connection. And I should see the loopback of that router in my routing table. Show IP route OSPF. Yes, I see it here. Let's ping it. Ping 22, 22, 22, 22. And ping works fine. Just to make 100% sure, I will source it from my own loopback. Loopback 0 and ping works fine. Let's check it on the client side. Show IP OSPF neighbor, and yes, that works just fine. So we have configured our OSPF, I'm sorry, our PPPoE first as underlay, and over that, on that, on top of that, we are running also our OSPF between the two routers, and we are advertising the loopback interfaces to each other. I hope this video was informative, and thank you very much for watching.